The person who will betray you is not hiding in the shadows. They are sitting at your table. You fed them when they were hungry. You stayed when everyone else left. You gave them pieces of yourself you never got back. And when the moment finally came, they were the first ones to let you fall. This is not a coincidence. This is a pattern. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. There is a wound so specific, so precise, that only the people closest to you can inflict it. Strangers can insult you, enemies can oppose you, but only the ones you helped, only the ones who watched you sacrifice, can reach deep enough to truly destroy you. Friedrich Nietzsche understood this long before the rest of us were willing to admit it. He spent his life studying power, not the kind worn on thrones, but the invisible kind, the kind that moves between people in silence. And what he found was brutal. Gratitude is rarer than gold, and those who receive the most of it are often the least capable of returning it. Ask yourself honestly, think of the person you helped the most in your life. Maybe you lent them money you needed yourself. Maybe you defended them when no one else would. Maybe you stayed up at 3 a.m. talking them off the edge of their worst night. Now ask, where are they? How did they treat you when you finally needed something? How did they speak about you when you weren't in the room? The answer is already forming in your chest, isn't it? That hollow, quiet ache. That is not imagination. That is recognition. Here is the truth Nietzsche forces us to confront. When you help someone who has not earned the ability to receive it, you do not create loyalty. You create debt, and debt in the human heart does not produce gratitude. It produces resentment. Because here is what nobody tells you. Being helped reminds people of their weakness. Every time they see you, they remember the version of themselves that needed saving. And human beings, fragile, proud, terrified human beings, do not like to remember that they were once weak. So unconsciously, quietly, without even fully understanding why, they begin to resent the very person who saw them at their lowest. You didn't just help them, you witnessed them, and that is something they can never fully forgive. This is one of the darkest truths in all of human psychology. The helper becomes the symbol of the helpee's shame. Not because you did anything wrong, but because your presence is a mirror, and what it reflects back is a version of themselves they are desperately trying to forget. Nietzsche called this ressentiment, not simple resentment, something deeper, more corrosive, more cowardly. It is the feeling that builds inside people who cannot confront their own weakness directly. Instead of facing what they lack, they redirect that inner poison outward, toward the person who made their lack visible, toward the person who helped them, toward you. And so they turn, not loudly, not always dramatically. Sometimes it is a slow withdrawal. Sometimes it is a rumor whispered into the wrong ear. Sometimes it is the moment you finally need help, and they are suddenly unavailable, suddenly forgetful of everything you were to them. Sometimes it is the knife dressed in a smile, the betrayal wrapped in an excuse, the abandonment explained away as needing space. But whatever shape it takes, it comes from the same dark place, the place where gratitude should have been. But shame moved in first. And here is where it gets even harder to hear. Some of these people are not evil. They are not plotting against you in the dark. They are simply small. Small in the way that humans become small when they are never forced to grow. When they are rescued before the struggle can teach them anything. When they are given what they did not yet have the character to carry. Nietzsche believed that suffering builds something in a person. Not suffering for its own sake, but the friction of facing life without a net. The weight of your own consequences landing squarely on your own shoulders. When you remove that weight for someone too often, you do not make them stronger. You keep them exactly as fragile as they were, except now they are fragile and resentful, because some part of them knows they have not earned what they were given. This is the hidden cost of being the person who always saves everyone. You think you are building relationships. You are building dependencies. You think you are earning loyalty. You are earning invisibility, because people take the most for granted what has always been reliably there. You were so consistent in your giving that they forgot giving was even a choice. They forgot it cost you something. They forgot you had limits, needs, bad days of your own, because you were so busy showing up for theirs. And when the day finally came that you showed a crack, a moment of need, a boundary, a single "I can't right now," it felt like a betrayal to them. The person they had filed under always available had suddenly changed the terms, and they punished you for it, not because you failed them, but because you finally revealed that you were human. This is the cruelest irony Nietzsche's philosophy leads us toward. The more selflessly you give, the more you train the people around you to see your selflessness as their right. And rights, when suddenly revoked, feel like offenses. So what do you do with this? Do you stop helping? Do you build walls and call it wisdom? No, that is not what Nietzsche was teaching. He was teaching something far more demanding. He was teaching discernment, the ability to look at a person not just with your heart, but with your eyes fully open. To ask, does this person have the character to receive what I am offering? Do they have the self-awareness to carry it without collapsing under the weight of their own shame? Or am I pouring water into a broken vessel and wondering why I am always empty? Help the ones who are trying, not the ones who are waiting. There is a difference, and you already know which is which. You have always known. You just chose to ignore it because it was easier to keep giving than to accept that some people cannot be saved by you. Because the hardest lesson hidden inside all of this, the one that cuts the deepest, is that your value was never determined by how much you could do for someone. You are not a resource. You are not a rescue service. You are not the sum of every sacrifice you made for people who forgot the sacrifice by morning. Nietzsche believed in becoming, not in shrinking, not in dissolving yourself into other people's lives until there is nothing left of your own. The goal was always to rise, to become the fullest, most powerful version of yourself, and to pour from that overflow, not from your wounds. So stop giving from your wounds. Stop helping from your fear of being unwanted. Stop staying from your terror of being alone. Because the people who will hurt you most are the ones who can smell that desperation, even if they cannot name it. They will take what you offer and resent you for needing to offer it. The ones who deserve you will never ask you to bleed to prove you care. They will not need to be endlessly rescued because they are busy rescuing themselves. And when you help them, genuinely, freely, from a place of strength, they will not resent you for witnessing their struggle. They will remember it. They will grow because of it. And they will be there when the night gets dark on your side of the world. Everyone else, the ones who took and turned, who fed from your hand and bit the fingers, they were never yours to save. The most powerful thing you will ever do is accept that some people's lesson in this life is not yours to teach. Walk away without bitterness, not because they deserve your peace, but because you do. And remember this, the ones who hurt you after you helped them revealed something priceless. They showed you exactly who they are, before you gave them the chance to cost you anything more. That is not a tragedy. That is a warning you were lucky enough to survive.